In a powerful meme post, Lauren Chen hit around 46,000 retweets by posting two pictures, Twitter before Elon and Twitter after Elon. Now, why would these images garner so much attention? The first image shows a Twitter office and every person, well, almost every person, a woman. You can see there's a few guys. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Wait, I see 5 men in the picture. Maybe I'm getting my math. Maybe I'm not seeing it. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's mostly women. In the after Elon Musk image, I see 1, 2 women, and it's all guys. All guys. Now, there may be a woman back here, but you can just see the 4. That might be a guy. I can't tell. So the idea is that before Elon comes into Twitter, it's mostly female. Once he takes over, the ladies are all gone, mostly men. And then, I'm sorry, I had to hit this one in the head. I said, Elon didn't fire women. He asked who wanted to work hard. LMFAO. Yes, I know. There's a typo. It says he asked who wanted to work hard. He asked who wanted to work hard. Oh, heavens! The memes. Well, here was the story, and you may have seen it. Elon Musk sends middle-of-the-night email demanding extremely hardcore work culture at Twitter with long hours and at high intensity. So there, my friends, you hit the nail on the head with the hammer. Elon Musk comes into Twitter. He says to all of his employees, who wants to work hard? Next thing you know, the image he posts, all guys. Okay, we got to break this down and actually get into the science and the facts. Because it is not fair to claim that it's that simple. I certainly think many people want to view it that way, and my Twitter post is mostly joking, but still, it does say something. Now, a lot of people are assuming outright that the photo on the left is like a Twitter team. Elon comes in, says, who's working hard? They all quit. Then it's all guys. They're two different teams. On the left, with all the women, mostly women, is the communications team. On the right, it's the engineering team. So the point is, as much as it might be funny to assume that all of the women instantly quit when they were told they had to work, the reality is we do actually see a stark difference based on gender right here before our eyes. And as much as some are trying to fact check this to make it seem like it's not real, it is real. But let's break it down. Lauren Chen's viral tweet has a birdwatch context post on it because it's gotten so many retweets. It says, this is not a before and after of Twitter as is claimed. The before picture is a group of people who worked on the Twitter comms team, seen here. The after picture is a group of engineers posted by Elon Musk. Now, I was surprised to see this because Elon thinks birdwatch is the solution to misinformation. It's not. This context, wrong. Absolutely wrong. And it doesn't actually get to the issue at hand. Lauren Chen did not say anything other than Twitter before Elon versus Twitter after Elon. This is real. The before photo is actually from before Elon. The after photo is actually from after Elon. But it depends on what you mean from before and after. So here's the post. It's from November 4th. So Elon Musk had already moved in, already started the purchase. Julie Steele tweeted, Twitter is so special. After 4 years, I'm leaving with the fullest heart. Experiences I never imagined and unbreakable bonds with so many tweets. My head is held high knowing that I give it my absolute all. Twitter comms. We have so much to be proud of. Time to fly even higher. What Lauren Chen said is true. They're fact checking it, but it's true. There's no political context in what she said. The comms team is out. My understanding is that Elon Musk eliminated the entire communications team. There was some news article that said that, we reached out to Twitter for comment, but, the Twitter communication staff were all eliminated. Something like that. So this is the team that was around before. And you can see this. Some of the photos have a lot more guys, but it is still mostly women. Another image. This one's all women. The next one, you've seen it, mostly women. And then lastly, there's one guy and then 4 women. The communications team was overwhelmingly female. Elon Musk. So we'll get into this. Elon Musk comes in, starts making changes. The existing teams start breaking down. People are quitting, people are getting fired, and people are leaving. Afterwards, Elon Musk sends out the email saying, who wants to work really, really hard, weeding out many more of the remaining people. And once again, you see mostly guys. Now, you can argue it's that women don't want to work hard. And guess what? I don't know if work hard is the right way to frame it, because certainly raising families, being at home is very, very hard. But they don't want work in the masculine sense that, men would view as being in the workplace. Working hard and being in the workplace, I get it. I'm trying to be careful here on the semantics and the colloquial language breakdown. What I mean to say is women don't want to be in the office. Most of them don't. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not most of them. Around half don't, slightly less than the majority. We also see a very stark difference between men and women. Women are on the communications team. Men are on the engineering team. Can we ask questions about why that is? Why is it that all the communication staff are female? Maybe because it could be the trope that women are more social and women are subject oriented, men are object oriented. I mean, this is like when you talk about the differences between males and females. You just tell a room of people to sort themselves from tallest to shortest, and what do you get? Most of the men on one side going down to the women, with some, higher or lower ends of the bell curve. Some men will be shorter, some women will be taller. But here you can see it. There are some women in the engineering team who want to work really hard. That's awesome. There are some men that want to be in the communications team. That's really, really cool. But it seems like there's a clear distinction between what men and women want to do. But let's break it down. While it may be disappointing to many of you to realize that it is just a meme post meant to be silly and doesn't necessarily mean scientific evidence that women just want to leave and don't want to work hard, the reality is women don't want to be in the workplace. That's true. Raising kids, you could argue, actually harder. You get no breaks. You get no time off. Some could argue it's actually nicer because you're your own boss, essentially. But the polls show it. Pew Research Center. I got a bunch of data here. Public views on staying at home versus working. Despite the fact that most mothers in the U.S. work at least part-time, many Americans continue to believe that having a mother who stays at home is beneficial for a young child. And this is what we've been seeing across the board. Take a look at this. From the New York Times. Do millennial men want stay-at-home wives? It's funny that they posted an opinion article whose title is a question when the answer is yes. It is. It's amazing. Here's what they write. Millennials, generally defined as people born between 1982 and 2000, were supposed to be the generation that forged what has been called a new national consensus in favor of gender equality. Indeed, in February, the prominent Columbia professor Jeffrey Sachs labeled the 2016 election, where an extremely qualified female candidate lost to a man with a history of disrespecting women, a blip on the road to an egalitarian society. But the millennial category lumps together everybody from age 17 to 34, a group varied by race, ethnicity, religion, income, education, and life experience. Don't think for a second they are united. As a set of reports released Friday by the Council on Contemporary Families reveals, fewer of the youngest millennials, those age 18 to 25, support egalitarian family arrangements than did the same age group 20 years earlier. To put it simply, my friends, the current younger generation wants stay-at-home wives. A guy wants to work and he wants a wife who's going to be at home to raise his family. Now, when did that become disrespectful? It's the craziest thing to me. Ladies, I don't care if you want to have a job. If you're qualified for the job, do it. Men, I don't care if you think women should be in the workplace. That's cool. And men, I don't care if you think women should be at home. Why is it? Tell me this. Why is it disrespectful to say women should be in the home? Men should be on the oil refineries. Is that offensive? Men should be in the industrial factories. Men should be in the coal mines. Is that offensive? I don't get it. Saying that a man should do a thing or a woman should do a thing, why is it offensive? Here's my point. I don't agree with that sentiment that men or women should do anything. I believe in individualism. But what is wrong with raising kids? What is wrong with being good at taking care of a home and raising a generation of people? When I see this thing from Twitter, and I assume that when Elon said, who's going to stay here and work hard? I bet you had the remaining female employees. Many of them were like, I don't want to do it, because it's only slightly more than half of women that actually think women should be in the workplace. It's slightly more than half, which is crazy. You'd think that would mean there'd be way more women at home with kids. So why aren't they? This is what I don't like. I don't like it that if you say women are better at homemaking, that's somehow offensive. I'm sorry. Saying that women are better than men at a thing is offensive. Okay, women should be in the workplace, but don't want to work the long hours and tend not to like a more strenuous, high-paced work environment and what? Want more time off, need more time off. What am I supposed to say about this? Time off. There's problems in all of this with how everything is phrased. So let's put it this way. Taking care of a home is the most important work. A man can go out and hunt and defeat a bear with his own two hands, strangling that bear, punching the bear right in the mouth and jamming his arm down the bear's throat. And the bear struggles to breathe and then dies. And the man stands up and goes, I have defeated this bear. For what reason? What now will I do with this bear, says man who has no family, no kids, no one to care about. He wouldn't even bother killing the bear. He only needs to support himself. He's got nothing. The man goes out and hunts the bear. Okay, hunts the deer so that he can bring home and provide for a family. But without the family, there's no point in doing it. Now, you can support yourself and sustain yourself. And men and women alike with no families, they do that. I get it. But why? Who cares about what the man is doing? The man is only doing things to support the family. And if there's no family, the man may as well just go off and live in the woods or live in a cave by himself. The most important job, in my opinion, is being in the house, taking care of the family. And that's why society has so often preferenced women over men in terms of safety, to the detriment of the individuality and freedoms of some women for a long period of time. Totally recognize that. My point here is, I'm not surprised to see that when someone comes into a workplace and says, we're working overtime, we're working double time, who's in? It's mostly guys. It's mostly guys. Record high. Look at this from 2019. 56% of U.S. women prefer working to homemaking. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait there a minute. Let's talk about what that means. 44% of women prefer homemaking to working. I respect it. I don't care if a woman wants to work in an office with a bunch of future ideas. There's an image right here. It's a woman, and it says future ideas with blank Post-it notes. I don't care if a woman wants to work or stay at home, really. But I will point out when Gallup shows that around half of women would rather be at home. You think that's true of men? It's not. So I have to wonder how much of this is nuanced and we're not getting the full picture. Take a look at this. Number of stay-at-home dads at an all-time high. Wow. Look, about 14% of dads with young children are out of the workforce, not actively looking for a job and taking care of kids full-time. Pre-COVID, it was 1 to 5%. And this makes it sound like with COVID, it's not by choice. So when they say 40% of dads are out of the workforce, are the wives out of the workforce too because everybody lost their jobs? The point here is, I couldn't find any hard data, any significant data on whether or not men want to be at home. And it may be because men don't. Men want to work. And what does work mean? Leave the house, build stuff, object-oriented. Women prefer a mix. Around half object, around half subject, but maybe, hold on there a minute. When we take a look at this data from Gallup and it says 56% of women prefer working, I can then go back to cite Twitter. In the comms department, working with people, talking with people. Hey, it's a respectable position. Absolutely. But there's a preference there, isn't there? We see this in the pay gap. They say, the earnings gap. That's how they get you, those lies. For the longest time, they claimed, and this has mostly been debunked, that for every dollar a man earns, a woman earns 93 cents or something like that. Or what is it, like 77 cents or something like that? It's all, actually, it's 77. The real number is 93, and it's an earnings gap, not a pay gap. What they're trying to claim is that a man and a woman apply for a job, and then the office says, a woman, I'll pay her less. When in reality, It has a lot to do with the fact that women choose jobs that pay less, subject-oriented versus object-oriented. Men are more likely to be petroleum engineers. Good example. Women are more likely to be nurses. Women are more likely to be teachers. Women are more likely to work in communications. But the nursing thing is probably a bad example because that one, it's up and down. But it seems like there's a clear and obvious difference between males and females. And they try to make you think that it's not the case, but the data's all right there. Americans continue to prefer sons over daughters. This one I found particularly interesting. According to a new survey, if people could only have one child, they would prefer to have a boy over a girl. And this is what I think makes it all possible. Now, I can't tell you why people would rather have a boy. 36% of Americans would rather have a boy. 28% would rather have a girl. 36% said they had no preference. Slightly more people want boys. Maybe because boys are easier or something. I don't know. You don't have to worry about a boy as much. Girls have to be protected. It's riskier. I have no idea. But I can tell you this. This bias presents itself. Even if it is a slight bias leaning in a slight direction, it presents itself. What happens is you will see many individuals express a desire for a boy. Maybe it's a father who buys a bunch of baseball gloves or something, not knowing what the gender is going to be. And then it's a girl. And then when the girl's born, they name the girl something like Mallory, which is like a boy or girl's name because the dad really wanted a boy. Oh, something like that. That's probably not the best example, but a good example is that our media props up masculine things. So superhero movies. The biggest blockbuster movies tend to be men with bulging muscles saving people, saving the world. You don't get a whole lot of big blockbuster movies about a mom raising a superhero, although that would be really, really interesting. No joke. I mean, you kind of had that one with, what was it called? Brightburn or something like that? But it was like the kid turns out to be like evil and just kills everybody. But anyway, I digress. We don't get in society movies and culture propping up the female experience for the most part. Now, what I mean is, obviously, there's drama movies where there's interpersonal drama. Obviously, there's female perspective stuff, but the big blockbusters tend to be overly masculine. So what happens? With something like Avengers, Infinity War, you have that scene where, Endgame, where it shows all the female superheroes like walking together and everyone's like, woo, all the ladies. Why did they have to do that? They did that because you don't have to do it for men. For men, an ensemble of men fighting against a villain is normal. And for, that's Bocus over there, he's eating. For women, it's not the norm. So, what do you get? A special scene where they're like, hey, everybody, look, women can do these masculine things too. We all really like Spider-Man, Captain America, Thor. How many female-led Marvel movies are there? And how much have people really enjoyed them? Captain Marvel got panned quite a bit, but it made a lot of money. Most of the big movies, male leads. Then women start acting like there's no female leads. When there's like Alien and Hunger Games. They exist. Hunger Games was actually was good in my opinion. I think it really created a female perspective action hero in the right way. I thought it was fantastic. Katniss doesn't want to go to war. She doesn't want to fight, and she's willing to compromise with the evil to make sure that happens. But her family is being threatened. They're under attack, and then she'll do whatever she has to protect her family. That's awesome. The male version of many of these movies is the man is a hero soldier fighting for the whole world or something like that. That's also why I liked Wonder Woman. You can do female leads, and you can do it right. My point. Most of these movies create conflict. Most of these movies are not about a woman dealing with the struggles of protecting her family from the norm. I mean, to be fair, most of the action movies aren't about that either, but you still do have movies where like a dude like fights a bear or something. Anyway, here's the point. Elon Musk comes in. Women are leaving, men are staying. Don't get me wrong, a lot of men are leaving too. And I think we can take a look at political polling and see exactly how this manifests. 45% of millennial men are Democrats. 55% are Republican. 70% of millennial women are Democrats. And it's like 68%. And then around 30 are Republican. That's what we see. You will see men quit when they're told to work hard, of course. But you are more likely to see men stay. Why? It's right there in front of your face. More men would rather be out working. More women would rather be at home. Period. That is not, I am not insulting women. I'm not seeking to disrespect them. I'm not saying their choices are bad. I'm saying the data is there and thus it will manifest in public in these ways. If half of women would rather be at home, then don't be surprised when a boss comes in and says, time to work double time if half the women quit. And the men don't. Men seem to prefer to be in the workplace. So, viral meme, very, very funny post. And a fact check on the fact checkers. Lauren Chen is correct. Before Elon, that was a team. After Elon, that was a team. She didn't really say much. So when it says this is not a before and after, it actually is. The context could simply say these are two teams. The communications team and the engineering team. Many on the communications team may still be there, may have been fired. Here's what I think. What she actually shows is communications versus engineering. Surprise, surprise. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. over at youtube.com/Timcast. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.